Oh my goodness. Can you guys hear me now? I think you guys should be able to hear me. I appreciate you, Burnside, man. Dude, you saved the show for the night. Thank you guys. I muted myself somehow, some way. I was playing with my audio earlier and had some issues. Let me know if you guys can hear me. All right, cool. Right on, brother. So yeah, man. So going down here, DJ Chark, let's see how he did. I always like to see how they did the previous week. Oh, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing here. I'm just going to go over a few names that ultimately stood out to me. KJ Osborne, let's see how he did. Minnesota had a rough week, man. A KJ Osborne would be a guy you probably want on your bench. You know, I don't see too many starters here, but and forgive me if I'm saying his name right, but Nakua, the Nakua kid from oh my gosh, dude, he lit it the hell up. He was so freaking good for the Rams. Yeah, DJ Chark, do not grab this player. I'm right there with you, man. I am right there with you, bro. Yeah, nah, man. This was a real interesting week. Let's see who we got for quarterbacks. I just kind of want to take a quick breeze through, see if anybody stands out. Yeah, Matthew Stafford, man. Usually past years, I'm like, yeah, Matthew Stafford, but they are hitting the reset button. That's going to be a no there. Derek Carr, even though they won, I wasn't too crazy about how he did, but let's see. Yeah, 14 points. That's just a mid-range guy you could get at any point of the year. Let's check out Brock. Brock Purdy was 17 points. Oh, sorry, 16 points. He did have one fumble, 3 carries for 20 yards. This guy, I don't see him being more than like a 24-point kind of guy, but man, he is commanding that offense, and I absolutely love and adore what he is doing. Let me see here. Puka says Puka ran a ridiculous route tree, easily my top pick in most leagues this year. Yeah, Goff and Stafford, both of them down. I'm right there with you, bro. Yeah, no, this week was interesting, man. I'm actually a diehard Miami Dolphins fan, so it was great, absolutely great to see Tua out there balling. And yeah, guys, comment below who your guys' favorite team is. By the way, I always love to hear that. Sam Howell. Now, this is a guy, I have him on my bench in one of my leagues. I do. I have in one of my leagues, I have Sam Howell on my bench. And I don't know, man. He's a big arm quarterback, man, and he's mobile. They have him for look, they don't have him for a lot of points. I'm not saying he's gonna be like, man, this guy's gonna save your league, but if you're needing like 15 points, I would say this is very like what you see right here, 19 for 31. Mind you, this was a really scrappy game. I think it was raining as well, too, if I can remember. One interception, one fumble, but 15 yards, not too bad. I expect him to have a very big week versus Denver, personally. Definitely do. So Dalton says, let me see here. Burnside says, love the Dalton triangles, but they have defunct 80 years. So I cheer for the Washington football communists now. Hey, Burnside, man, fun story. I didn't get a chance to see him, but my dad did. Billy Kilmer, the legendary Billy Kilmer, played for the Washington Redskins. And he came to Okinawa, Japan. We were stationed out there. And yeah, my dad brought a cool Billy Kilmer autograph. Again, lifelong Dolphins fan, but I collect football memorabilia, man. So yeah, from what I heard, Billy Kilmer is a really cool guy. But yeah, man, looking down here the stretch, I mean, looking at some of the teams that the Washington Commandettes play, communists, as you say, I could see Sam Howell being a comfortable 15 to 17 point quarterback. Brock Purdy would be a great pickup as well, too, if you need a pickup. Again, Aaron Rodgers is out, so not everybody drafts 2 quarterbacks. Those are 2 guys I would definitely recommend. Let's go down to the running backs. Elijah Mitchell. Let me see. How did Elijah Mitchell do? Oh, 1 point. Okay. I don't know why I thought he would have been like, you would have like crushed it or something. Well, we got this Tyler Algier. Now, Tyler Algier saved a lot of people's fantasy leagues last year. I used him in my playoffs, as a matter of fact. Now, obviously, B. John Robinson is that guy. But as you can see here, Tyler Algier got 24.4 points. That's 15 carries for 75 yards. So he's still going to eat because, the quarterback situation is absolutely garbage over in Atlanta right now. So 15 carries, 75 yards. Plus, B. John is out there eating as well, too. I have him in one of my leagues. Tyler Algier. If y'all see him there, I would scoop him up. Deion Jackson. Now, he had a pretty nasty fumble. Let's see how he ended up last week. Deion Jackson. Why can I pull? Oh, here, there. Oh, 3.8. Nope. Stay away from him, folks. But again, against a team like Houston, I could see him doing pretty good. Against a team like the Rams, I could see him doing pretty good, but I don't see him being higher than like 11 or 12 points this year consistently. Josh Kelly, let's see here. Now, I want to take and talk about the Rams, the Chargers, same stadium, same colors, and mess me up sometimes. I want to take and talk about this team, man, because I look, they ran all over the Dolphins. And though the Miami Dolphins took in one, Joshua Kelly, absolute beast. Absolute dog. 15 points, 16 carries, 91 yards. Please note that this is probably not going to be an every week thing for Josh Kelly, because keep in mind, they did not make any changes in the defense until the very end. That's why it was the score kept changing. So that I was very taken back by the Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio. Nonetheless, I still see him being a very solid, consistent 10-point running back. So if you need somebody on your team, man, gentleman right here, Josh Kelly, I will scoop him up. I think he's going to be pretty solid this year, man. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Let's see, Burnside, man. Burnside takes and says, Atlanta's going to run enough that both of them are going to have top 20 potential at this rate. Yeah, I like that. Like most teams have a running back and receiver. You can start. Atlanta just has 2 running backs at their points. Yep, I definitely agree. Then expect down next week. Tennessee has a very stout. Yeah, they're a well-coached defense, man. I've always had problems with, they cannot seem to have a quarterback in there, and there's a lot of issues with that team. But, yeah, run defense, very solid at. I almost wonder, but I'll say this. I almost wonder if they took a step back because David Long was no longer there. He was a huge part of the team. But then again, Mike Vrabel knows how to coach up a defense at the same time, man. Also, as well, guys, if you get a chance, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for the alerts as well, too. This isn't just a fantasy football channel. I will say I do cover other things. I have other storylines that I cover as well. I try not to ride the coattail ESPN too much, but really have original stories, different things like that. We dropped a video on AI last week, hit 800 views, did really well. And we did one on the Joker, the new position in the NFL. It's really not new. They're just finally giving it a name, but Cordarrelle Patterson is a joker on the offense. So that one did good. It's almost at 2,000 views. So if you guys get a chance, they're little short, 4 or 5 minute videos. Check those out as well, too. And then before I get back to fantasy football videos that I do, those will be once a week. I'll be having the waiver wires. And then this January, we have NFL draft prospects coming on the show as well, too. So I think we've interviewed about 60 pro athletes to date. So check those out. Those are all in the library there for your guys' enjoyment. And always feel free to donate if you like. If not, no biggie. I just appreciate you guys being here. TJ Spears, is the last running back I'm going to talk about. Now, TJ Spears was an absolute dog, absolute beast in college. He is a rookie. He would be considered, the number 3 running back on that roster because he got Haskins, but I don't know, nothing too impressive here. He had 3 carries for 27 yards. That's pretty damn good. I almost wonder if against some of that team, they're going to trust him with more carries. Again, the quarterback situation is not all that. Again, he only got 3.8 yards. Nothing I really want to huff and puff, pound the table like, man, you got to get this guy. But it was just a guy to keep an eye on. So if you have a watch list, this thing right here, I would keep him on your watch list. But let's go ahead. Let's check out receivers here. Let's see what else that we got. Hunter Renfrow. Oh, what's this? Zay freaking Jones. Let's see. Dude, these receivers for Jacksonville are going to light it up this year. I'm not saying I'm jumping at Zay Jones, but, man, he's projected to get 11 points this week. And he got 16 points last week. Folks, that is pretty dang good. Now, Kansas City has a pretty good secondary, man. I really like their secondary a lot. If this is something that's consistent, man, I'm picking up Zay Jones. Calvin Ridley is going to demand the rock a lot as well, too. So he is definitely going to demand the rock for sure. Let's see what else we got for receiver. So I'm just kind of looking here at what is ultimately projected. Zay Jones so far is up there. There's gonna be a few people that I'm gonna be watching later, like Tutu Atwell. Let's see how he did last week. So yeah, Tutu Atwell, I see him being like a 10-point player the rest of the year. He does have a height disadvantage, but once he gets the ball and is in open field, he does know how to create plays. They don't have a whole lot of targets to throw to, especially now that Cooper Kupp is out. It's this guy, I call him Nakua. I don't want to mess up his name. But he lit it up. And then Tutu Atwell is going to get some of these touches as well. Let's see who they're going to be playing next week. San Francisco. See, I would not pick up Tutu Atwell. I would not. But again, against Seattle, man, look at this, 17 yards. And they're thinking that he's still going to get 10, still going to get you 10 points. So I think he'll probably get closer to 12 or 13. But that up front is crazy. So I wouldn't start any running backs against the 49ers. I mean, they're going to be super, super duper stingy. But let's move on. Now, tight ends, we talked about Dalton Kincaid already. Dalton Kincaid would be really, really phenomenal. Zach Ertz, let's see how Zach Ertz took and did. 8.1 yards against Washington. That's dope. I think, man, the tight ends are better than they have been. But look, you got two Buffalo guys here. Guys, this has to get picked up, right? Some leagues, Dawson Knox is chosen. I would take Dalton Kincaid just because he is a lot more athletic and he's already demanding the ball as a rookie. That's dope. I like that a lot. Let's see what else we got here. I'm looking. Tight end's not a whole lot to see here. Then there's defense. Now this is a strategy that sometimes works. I've used it before in the past where I've been so high on I think it was like 3 years ago. I got like the Bears. I was like, man, Bears are gonna crush it, man. Their defense is so good. Oh my gosh. And they ended up being garbage. They sucked so bad. So I ended up finding a new defense. And I was week to week with it, man. And I would look at matchups like this, right? So in this case, Browns over Pittsburgh, right? That's going to be a Monday night football game. Man, I'm probably going to take the Browns for how they handle business, right? But then, of course, you have something like Buccaneers versus Chicago. I'm going to stay far away from, right? If it's Washington versus Broncos, Washington's going to be a really scrappy team. I don't know if they're playoff bound. I don't think so, but they're going to be scrappy, really, really scrappy. Then you have Philly versus Vikings, right? You don't want to take Vikings defense, but there's some stuff here that you can get some points off of for sure. Jaguars defense, that's going to be tough versus KC, man. But if I had to choose one on here, I'd probably take and choose the Browns, man. The Browns, I think there's going to be a mid-range team, but they're going to get you some points this year for sure. Yeah, and that's pretty much all I got, guys. Be sure to smash that subscribe button as well too. I do apologize for those who were here the first 4 minutes of this video. I was completely mute, so thank you guys for bearing with me. I'm going to share my screen, and again, this is the part of the video where we transition and we talk about who crushed it last week. Who were the top people? So let me stop sharing here real quickly. All right, guys. And if you guys would like to take and subscribe to the channel, I don't just cover fantasy football, I do cover the whole entire league. Be much appreciated, guys. All right, let me go ahead and share this and give me about 12 seconds here. So I'll pop up on the screen here, and then we're going to talk about who crushed it, who should start, who you should sit. We're going to get into all that. Okay, here we go. Present my screen now. Fantasy football. Here we go. All right, guys, these are my rankings, okay, for my fantasy football. So these are statistically the best people who crushed it and who didn't, essentially, right? So they're saying that this week, man, that these are some of the top for PPR league, the top guys. Jalen Hurts is going to eat. Jalen Hurts is going to freaking eat. They still got Josh Allen up there, man. He throws a lot of interceptions, man. And kind of shocked. Well, they got Tua in top 10. So I'll take it. 19 points. He's playing against New England, so perhaps that is fair. But yeah, these are your top 10 guys. So I don't see any of these guys being on too many waiver wires out there. Then we got running backs over here. Now I got Bijan Robinson, and I'm hype about that. They're saying he gonna get 18 points next week. I'm excited, and if that happens, I certainly will be a very, very happy camper. Very, very happy. Austin Eckler, man, he's going against Tennessee, and Tennessee tends to be very stingy. What Tennessee's going to do that Miami did not do is make adjustments in their defense, especially on the D line. They pretty much ran cover the whole game for the Miami Dolphins versus the Chargers. So, but Austin Eckler, he's going to find a way to get you points, man. He's just that electric of a player. Nick Chubb, Cleveland is going to be going against Pittsburgh. I don't know what's happening in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is not playing good at all. Yeah, I like a lot of these numbers that I'm seeing, man. I mean, these are a lot of good players. I had Damian Pierce. He was starting in one of my leagues, and he did not do so hot. I was kind of pissed off, to be honest with you, man. I was hoping to have a much bigger week, to be honest with you. So, Eric, what's going on with you, man? What's up, my brother? Shout out to Eric Rand, man. Give him a follow on social media, man. That is my guy, one of my best friends here. He says, what's your opinion on Russell Wilson? Should he be picked up? Oh, hell no. Let me see how he did points-wise. Maybe I'm talking crazy and I'm just being ignorant. Let's see here. Oh, my gosh. Russell Wilson. Let's see here. Give me a sec, guys. I'm going to look for Russell. He's pretty far down this list here. He can't be that far. Okay, he's number 18. So, I mean, he's a mid-range guy. If Russell is available and you do not have a backup quarterback, or let's say Russell is available and it turns out Aaron Rodgers was your quarterback, you're kind of screwed for the year. If Russell's available, I'd scoop him up. But I would also take out Brock Purdy, because Brock Purdy is on a lot of fantasy football wires, man. So again, Brock Purdy's just kind of be a few notches above Russell, because they do throw the ball out. They also run the ball out as well too. But yeah, as you see, Brock Purdy, he's ranked above. And these are predictions at the end of the day. I mean, this stuff is subjective to an extent. But Brock Purdy, man, real solid. Real solid, guys. So hopefully that answers your question for sure. But yeah, let's see. So that's who we got for quarterbacks. We talked about running backs. Let's talk about these receivers. Oh, Lord. Tyreek Hill. I love it. He's on my team, by the way, guys. 22.3 points. My goodness. Justin Jefferson, 20.8. These are guys who are all gone by round 7. These guys, these top 4 right here, right? So start all those guys here. I'm kind of just going down the list right now to see who else is here and who else can be, picked up essentially. Jahan Dotson, he was probably like a round 10 guy. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing. I could see George Pickens having a much bigger game than just 12 points. I could see him having a 20-point game next week. But please know Cleveland is going to be stingy as hell on their defense, man. They're looking good this year, man. And it looks like Deshaun Watson might be back. Might be essentially back. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Says Eric Rand takes and says Baker Mayfield is also looking to make some noise, man. Yeah, Baker Mayfield, I'm excited, man. That was a heck of a game. Him marching down the field, get him in field goal range, man, versus the Minnesota Vikings. So that was solid work, man. I like to see the heroics, man, and I like Baker Mayfield because he's scrappy. He got a mouth on him, and well, shoot, man, he's Baker Mayfield. He's just super fun to watch. But yeah, they're saying Travis Kelce could back. I would not start Travis Kelce because we don't know what the extent of his leg injury is. Maybe he's even coming back too early. I could see an upset. I could see the Chiefs starting off the season 0-2. I would even go as far to probably give this game to the Chiefs. I would. They have so much going on. Not that I think they're gonna miss the playoffs or anything like that. I mean, they're Chiefs. They have the baby goat in Patrick Mahomes. But if you have another tight end, there's a few other places I would go. I would go Jawan James if he's available on your fantasy football waiver wire. Coming out of New Orleans, dude is super solid. I have Pat Freiermuth. He's just kind of a mid-range guy, but he'll usually get anywhere between 8 to 12 points a game. Very, very solid. And then Sam Laporta went undrafted in a lot of leagues, guys, and he's already looking like a great prospect to begin the rock. So that would be a guy I would definitely keep my eye on. Dalton Kincaid is also showing up on a lot of waiver wires. I would check out Dalton Kincaid as well, too. Very, 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 very solid. That's all I got for them. And then let's talk defense, baby. Let's go. Dallas Cowboys lit it up. They lit it up, man. 8.5 points. They were so solid, man. Ranked the number 1 defense right now. I hate to see it because I grew up not liking the Cowboys, but man, they did their thing last week, man, against the Giants, man. They put up receiver type numbers when it comes to fantasy football. 49ers look good. Eagles look good. I have the Eagles in one league, and I have the Miami Dolphins in another. So Dolphins didn't do so hot. I think they were number 16. That might be a trade I may be looking to make in the near future. Looking on getting one of these other teams here, man. But yeah, man, it was a great fantasy football week. A lot happened. Absolutely crazy. Oh, we got someone in the audience. It says drop Zach Charbonnet for Kenneth Gainwell, Kyron Williams. Ooh, okay. So this is what I'll say about Kyron Williams. See, Super CNB Challengers. Dude, thank you for your comment, man. And be sure to hit that subscribe button. This is what I'll say about that. Kyron Williams, I would pick him up. Would I start him? I'm not sure. Here's why. When they played against the Miami Dolphins, Vic Fangio, and I was very taken back by this. Vic Fangio, for those who don't know, he is the defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. They did a great, they were more focused on stopping the pass than stopping the run. And therefore, every single Chargers running back ran up and down the field on our team. Lord have mercy, it was so freaking ugly. It pissed me off. I'm going to be honest with you. But Kyron Williams, he's not a one-trick pony. He's going to get you points, man. I think Kyron Williams will be good for at least 10 points, especially this upcoming week. So Zach Charbonnet, I don't know what that looks like in that offense. And last year when they got, forgive me if I'm saying his name wrong, Kenneth something the third. He's the running back for the Seattle Seahawks. They didn't start using him till later in the year. It was weird. So I could see Zach possibly popping up later this year. But in other words, I would do that. Zach Charbonnet for Kenneth Gainwell and Kyron Williams, I would definitely do that for sure, personally. But I don't know if it's like they're trading 2 players for 1 player, what the situation is. But yeah, you got me sold. I would. No worries, man. Hey, thank you for the subscribe, man. Appreciate you. And for those who are tuning in, I got a few more minutes here in the show. Be sure to comment below. Let me know if you have any questions. I always love giving fantasy football advice. I do these live shows once a week, but I don't just do fantasy football. I cover the whole entire league, so I have other stories as well. But if you guys ever need anything, feel free to follow me on Twitter and feel free to follow me on Instagram at the Touchdown with Doug Smith. We do these shows all the time, so I appreciate you guys. Last but not least, but we got here. Let's go over our kickers. I always like going over the kickers, man. Justin Tucker, man. The kickers are pretty consistent, man. There's not a whole lot to see here, folks. I don't think that there's anybody who wasn't drafted or anything. Jason Sanders played much better, and that's a guy, if he is on your free agent list and you just not feeling your kicker, you can take and try out a few different people. But yeah, man, if you get a chance, you guys rewind the episode. I talk about the waiver wire. We go down each and every single position. Please know that the first 4 minutes of this episode, I totally did not have my audio on. So I am sorry, guys. My apologies. But love you guys. God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'm going to hit you guys with the outro, and we'll catch you guys next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Touchdown with Doug Smith, celebrate, that's a new move. Heisman, 2 views, catch him on YouTube. NFL coverage, interviews, new news, who win, who lose, comedy, you choose. It's not about moolah, the QB's like Tua is missing in action. No L's on my shooter, play it like Marino, it's a gamble like casino. Hungry for it, but you know we still gon' try to feed the people. Rivalries will lead the conference, Cowboys of the Eagles. Will Belichick be a threat, better check. Tomlin on deck, much respect to the vet. What to expect? Gotta tune in for the rest. Make sure to sub, like, check. At the best, Bad Boy, the sports podcast for the threat across the north, east, south, and the west. Sitting back clueless, time to tune in. Now another sports center, it's a movement.